Welcome to our joint chairs here today, Dr. Michael Lang from NUI Galway and Dr. Seamus Dowling from GMIT. So I'm going to hand you over to Michael and Seamus and they'll bring you through the conference. Thanks a million.
So hello everybody and thanks for joining us today. We're busy during lunch, so we won't keep you terribly long. Just an introduction to the conference. So myself and Seamus, we kind of just got together this idea, and with Ruth Lennon from Letterkenny ID through the ITAG Cyber Forum to have a conference that will bring together people right across the island of Ireland from whatever discipline they're in. So I'm in the School of Business in NUI Galway. So my background is business information systems. Seamus is on the more technical side, and he's over in GMIT. So I suppose between the two of us, we cover different angles of cybersecurity, and interested also in working with people from law and from psychology, criminology, and education and other disciplines. So very much we want to get an interdisciplinary focus here and to bring together people from across the country, north and south, that may heretofore perhaps have been working alone, and I suppose that's the idea of it, is to build alliances. So the next slide, Joe, there, please. So this is the key motivation behind the conference is just this: to create a meeting point where researchers from academia, also from industry, research groups and centres, in the areas of cybersecurity and related areas, so cybersecurity, cybercrime, cyber psychology, can exchange knowledge with the goal of strengthening research and building networks in the field across the island of Ireland. So our programme committee, as it stands, has members from Cork up to Belfast and Donegal, from Galway across to Dublin. And we have 17 institutions already involved in the programme committee. So it's great to get that level of interest. And also the programme committee would span a variety of different disciplines. So again, that's the whole idea, is to build these networks and to reach out to each other and to learn from each other. Next slide, Joe, please. So the chairs, the conference chairs, myself and Seamus. Ruth, who sends her apologies, can't join us today, from Letterkenny IT, is the programme chair. Eamon Larkin, who's involved with ITAG Cyber Forum, he's the business chair, and Caroline Cawley, who introduced us here, is helping with local organisation along with Joe. So they're the main committee. Now the programme committee, so far we have staff from 17 institutions across the island of Ireland. The PC is there just to help us to put the word out, to spread the word amongst your network, to get your students, to get your peers interested in submitting a paper. We know that dates are tight, but you may have something that you've been sitting on, you may have work in progress, and just to help us to get the word out on that, and then to assist with the peer review process by reviewing a paper or two in late February, early March. Additional volunteers are very, very welcome to join the programme committee. Particularly, we're very, very conscious of gender balance. In the area of cybersecurity, it is unfortunately too male dominated. We have about, I think right now, about 20% female members of the programme committee. We would like to get that up to at least 40%. So any more females that wish to join the committee are very, very welcome to do so, and can do so by contacting Ruth on programme chair at cyberrci.com. Next slide, please. So the call for papers, we are in the process of waiting on from IEEE to see will they approve this. So the format of the papers will be in the standard IEEE format, 8-page double column, or shorter papers are also welcome, 4-page work in progress papers. The emphasis of the conference is very much on development of research. So everybody from graduate researchers and early stage researchers right up to senior established professors. But in terms of a paper being good enough and an acceptance rate, the policy is if the work is good enough, it will be accepted. There's no fixed percentage on acceptance rates, and it's a very friendly forum, and very much open to young researchers and early stage, with the emphasis on building alliances, going to the conference, learning new things, learning new methods from perhaps other fields that you hadn't known about, new theories, new ways of looking at a problem, new methodologies, and exchanging knowledge and building alliances across the country, across networks. So it's a very broad range of tracks and topics. They're on the conference website at cyberrci.com, and they will span the disciplines of computer science, information systems, business, law, criminology, psychology, education, other cognate areas. In terms of COVID-19, we have a contingency plan in place. The intention is that this conference will take place in person in GMIT next April. Of course, we don't know where we're going to be at. We could be heading into a fourth wave. Hopefully that is not going to materialize. If it does, we will have to go back to a hybrid virtual format. But we keep a watching brief on that, and shouldn't put people off submitting that. Look, January 29 is our deadline. We aim for that. If it's the case that by April we're still in lockdown, or God knows what, that's the worst case scenario, we go virtual. But hopefully things will have cleared up by then. There's a little bit of slack there with the paper submission. We have a little bit of room to play with, but not a month. We could go to mid-February if we had to. But you can see after that, the dates are kind of quite tight to hit that April 25th conference date. So 8-page or 4-page work in progress submission due by the 29th of January. The program committee then will get to work reviewing papers in late February, early March. Got notifications back by the end of March. Next slide, please, Joe. The venue is GMIT on the Dublin Road on the east side of Galway. Very, very accessible from all over the country by motorway. Also very accessible by public transport. Fantastic venue in there, brand new theatre with breakout rooms to left and right, and a lovely foyer. So a wonderful venue for the conference. The emails to contact us at, so myself and Seamus, you can reach us at chair@cyber-rci.com. Ruth, the program chair, you can reach her at programchair@cyber-rci.com. That's how you may reach us. So if you have an idea for a paper, you're very, very welcome to contact us. If you want to run it by us, say, would it be suitable? We can very much do that. If you wish to join the program committee, contact myself, Seamus, or Ruth. In terms of other channels then that you want to join with us on us, the ITAG group on LinkedIn or on YouTube. The website for the conference is www.cyber-rci.com. You can join us on ITAG Tech and on Instagram or on Twitter. Also, the conference website, there's the LinkedIn group specifically for the conference. If you go into the conference webpage and click on the contact page, you'll see details there for LinkedIn and a Twitter page for the conference as well. Okay, and that's a very quick run through on things. Hope to see you all on the 25th of April 2022 in person in GMIT. Again, though, if the case that people for whatever reason are unavailable to attend at that time, contact us and we will accommodate you as best we can with virtual submission and virtual presentation. The conference is Cyber Research Conference Ireland. So the intention is that it will be researchers from Ireland. The view is that the whole idea here is building networks and alliances within the island. However, submissions from people outside Ireland are also welcome if they are collaborating with people within the island, or they conduct a part of the research within the island. So if you have partners on the Horizon projects, wherever it may be, partners in the US, Fulbright partners, they're very welcome to submit, so long as at least one of the authors is based within the island of Ireland. So very much the motivation is building networks and developing research and learning from each other to build our competencies and to share knowledge across the island. Thank you. Seamus, do you want to come in on anything?
Sure, yeah, I'll come in. I won't repeat because you've kind of covered everything there, Michael, which is great. I just want to say hello, everybody. I'm really delighted that this conference has taken place. I think it's reflective of our times, and probably everyone has the same experience that myself and Michael and Ruth and Caroline and Eamon, we've kind of got together and worked on this, and we've also been working in other fora as well, and we've actually never met in face-to-face form. So it would be brilliant to kind of think that we can all get together in April, and you know, I really miss that. The conferences and the seminars where we actually kind of get to face-to-face. You know, I'm following all the COVID guidelines and restrictions, whatever face-to-face will actually mean, but to be able to kind of get together again and kind of discuss possible collaborations would be a kind of something to really look forward to. I suppose, you know, Michael already covered it as regards industry. It's not just an academic conference. it's very much linked to industry as well. Lots of research going on with industry collaborations and partners as well, and actually indeed in industry on its own. Doesn't necessarily have to be core cyber or ICT areas. It can be any industry field. And similarly, I mean, a lot of us would, just from an academic perspective, a lot of our students would be working on really interesting projects, and not alone in just core IT or cybersecurity, but in anything got to do with data law, ethics, healthcare, blockchain, machine learning, all very relevant to the area of cybersecurity. So, really looking forward to this. Hope it happens in person in April, and look forward to seeing everybody there. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you. So back to you, Carla.
Apologies, I was on mute there. Thanks,
Yeah.
Seamus and Michael. Any questions from the floor for Michael or Seamus? Any information, further information? Quiet bunch.
Yes, hi. I believe we set up a Twitter account just for the event as well.
Was that question? Will we set up a Twitter account for it?
Wait.
Yes, there's a Twitter account. That's Catherine, is it? Yeah.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, thanks. Hi, Catherine. How you doing? Yeah, and thanks. You give me help with that. So yeah, we have a Twitter account set up for it. It's at Cyber RCI. At Cyber_RCI is the handle for it. The link to the Twitter account and the LinkedIn account. Yes, that's it. Thanks, Catherine. It's in the chat there. It's in the contact page on the website. So the website right now, and thanks to Ruth for doing a huge amount of work on this, is cyber-rci.com. The idea is that this will be an annual conference, and that would roll. So this is our first year getting it up and running. The motivation again is because there are so many of us working around the country that haven't really met at a national conference. We may have traveled to cybersecurity conferences overseas, but within Ireland, there hasn't been a dedicated academic conference. There have been other conferences, of course, but an academic conference on cybersecurity. So just to bring everybody together. And next year, the intention is that we would be going to Letterkenny with this, and then the following year is open. So Maria, you put something there in the chat. Just see what Maria put in the chat there. Absolutely, Marie. So it's when we say cyber, it's called cyber research. So it's not necessarily cyber security. It's cyber crime. It's data protection, and data protection is absolutely included in the call for papers. In fact, one of the tracks is called Human and Legal Aspects. So that includes data protection. It includes cyber psychology. Includes privacy issues. It's a core track. It's the human and legal issues of the cyber conference. So absolutely. Also, another core track is education. Because I think we're very, very interested. How do you educate people in this space and prepare them for the workplace? And research methodology, the difficulties of actually conducting research in this area, in cybersecurity, in data protection, in cybercrime. How do we go about actually doing that? And it'd be extremely interesting to learn how, from different disciplines, we go about, tackling problems in different ways and using different ways of collecting data and different theoretical frameworks and different lenses for analyzing data. So that could be really illuminating to see how different disciplines approach the same problem from different angles.
There's another question there, Mike. It just says, I presume you're interested in comparative research, looking at legal developments overseas.
Yes, absolutely, Ronan. Thanks for that. Absolutely. And seeing how Ireland sits within the international context. Absolutely. Yeah, well, very, very much open to that. Catherine, you said yes, cyber psychology, yes, of course, and that's a key part of it, understanding the rationale behind the villains and the insiders, and why people are I suppose, don't comply with policies and procedures and all of that. It's psychology is a fascinating space. Owen, you want to ask a question there?
Yeah, Michael, just to say well done to the organising committee in getting this up and running, to yourself, Seamus, Ruth and Caroline. Like the feedback we got from companies in running the Cyber Ireland workshops a couple of years ago was that there was an interest from industry to engage with academia on cybersecurity research, but some of the challenges that were there for industry was around actually understanding what kind of security research is happening in academia. And because we don't have one national cybersecurity research centre, and we don't have a kind of a standout cybersecurity research conference on an annual basis, I don't think it is a bit more challenging for industry to engage with academia and see what's happening. So I think this conference is going to be a huge opportunity to show what's happening in academia, but also show what's happening in industry as well, and to put that on the stage and facilitate those collaborations between industry and academia, and open up opportunities then for project funding, and whether that be Disruptive Technology Innovation Fund or other funds through SFI or the HEA that are out there as well. So well done on organising it. And